Hello guys, welcome to a new video, and in this new video we are going to configure a bunch of stuff. So we are going to go everything we have configured before. So we are going to go and we're going to implement ATAC server on the Cisco router and probably the Cisco ASA as well. We are going to create some VPNs. So we're going to do some remote access VPN. We're going to implement basic clientless SSL VPN using the ASDM. Also implement basic AnyConnect SSL VPN using the ASDM. We are going to implement IP site-to-site VPN with a PCR key using the Cisco routers. Um, we are also going to implement some Cisco iOS role, Cisco iOS resilient configuration. We are going to implement some DHCP snooping, dynamic ARP inspection, port security, BPDU guard, BPDU root, loop guard. Let's see what else we're going to do. We're going to do static NAT. We're going to do port address translation. We're going to do some zone to zone, some DHCP server. We're going to configure DHCP server, DNS server, and a bunch of other more stuff we are going to configure. So, and if you, whenever I'm configuring, if you get lost or anything like that, if you want a better explanation of what I'm configuring, you can always go ahead and go to my YouTube channel where I have configured everything here. If you go ahead to all my videos, everything I'm going to configure, I have done on my videos. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you can go ahead and find the one that you want to take a look at. Like if you get lost with any Connect SSL VPN, you can come into my YouTube channel and take a look at that. I have everything that I'm going to do on my YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and start with this video, which is going to be a long video. As you can see right here, I have a WordPress website right here. We are going to call this we are just going to call a website. This one is going to be the DNS server, right? And then we have the TACAC server over here, so this is good. And then we have these two computers over here that are going to get IP address from the DHCP server that we're going to configure on the Cisco firewall. I have configured the router. I have configured this router over here and this router over here with the IP addresses, and I also configured some static routes going to Maryland to the firewall and from PA to the firewall. So we have connectivity with that. All I have to do is go ahead and configure the firewall because I have not configured the firewall at all. So let's go ahead and start with that. So the first thing that I want to do, let's just go and do a config T. Um, and for here, I want to do a host name and I want to call it New York City Fire for firewall. So after that is configured, I want to configure access to the ACM, which is going to be configured in the management interface. So let's go ahead and do interface management 0/0 IP address of 10.10.20.1 /24, of course. Um, you can do a name if, yeah, management. That's good. You can go ahead and do no shutdown as well. Exit. We can just go ahead to interface as well. If you go, or actually before we do that, so I don't forget, let's go to management access, and we're going to configure that management access into the management interface, which we call management. So it's going to be set to this one, okay? Then let's go ahead to interface gigabit 00, which is this one right here, 192.168.1.1, which is where I'm going to configure the DHCP server, and I want to configure an IP address of 192.168.1.1/24, and shut down. Let's do a name if this one's going to be the inside network. Then let's go ahead into gigabit 01, an IP address 172.16.1.1. Now shut down. Name if DMZ, and I want to change the security level to 50 for the DMZ right here. And then let's go ahead and configure gigabit 02, IP address of 30.1.1.1, and name if for this one is going to be internet because it's the outside network. Oops, in uh, name if internet. There we go. Now shut down. That's great. So After that is configured, I will need to configure the HTTP server. So HTTP server is going to I want to enable it, right? And then HTTP, I want, actually, I want IP address um, 10.10.20.2 to have access to it. And I want just that one to have access to it. And I want it coming from the management interface, right? So that's good. Let's see if we have anything else. Okay, we need to add a route that I want to add. Going to the internet, and it's going to be a default route. And I wanted to send it to the 1.2, which is router PA. So if we go ahead and ping 30.1.1.2, ping 10.10.10.1, then ping 40.1.1.1, great, then ping 40.1.1.2, great. So let's go ahead and ping 192.168.2.1, great. So we have connectivity with all of them, so that's good. Um, One other thing that I want to do, I want to configure these three um, servers, and they all have Linux in them. So let's go ahead and start with this with the website, and you do if config eth0 172.16.1.4 netmask 255.255.255.0. You can do a route and default gateway 172.16.1.1. Then I should be able to ping my default gateway. There we go. So that's working. That's great. Let's go ahead and configure the DNS server as well. And if config interface 0 172.16.1.3 net mask 255.255.255.0 route and default gateway 172.16.1.1. Then I should be able to ping the default gateway. Actually 16.1.1. Good. Let's go ahead and configure the TACX GUI server. You log into it root, password 1234, if config, interface 0, 172.16.1.2, net mask /24, route, add default gateway 172.16.1.1, ping 172.16.1.1, then we have connectivity. Okay, great. So as you can see, everything is, not everything is working, but we have connectivity over here, and we don't have connectivity over here because we had to configure the DHCP server, which we are going to do next. So let's go ahead to the ASDM. I have not, did I configure the ASDM? No, I need to configure the ASDM with that IP address as well. So if we go over here, this is the ASDM that I'm launching. Go ahead to the terminal. Needs to do if config interface 0 10.10.20.2 net mask 255.255.255.0 route and default gateway 172.6 not 172 10.10.20.1. Let's try to pin the default gateway. There we go. So we have connectivity. um, After we have connectivity, let's go ahead and launch the ASDM launcher at 10.10.20.1. But before we do that, I forgot to, from the firewall, I want to configure a username. And this is how you configure username, masker, password, Cisco 123, and privilege level, I want the highest 15. And now you can go ahead and save it. And now let's go ahead and go back over here, and let's go ahead and launch the ASDM at 10.10.20.1. And I gave it permission when I configured the HTTP server, if you guys remember. There we go. We have connectivity. Yes. Log in with username and password. And as you can see right here, we have connectivity, guys. That is great. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to create objects. Um, Actually, I lied. I want to go ahead and configure the DHCP server for these two computers on here. So you will go to configuration and then device management. And then from device management, you want to configure the DHCP server and you want to enable it on the inside network. Enable, and you want to set a pool from 192.168.1.5 all the way to 192.168.1.100. DNS server is going to be 172.16.1.3. So 172. Why is it not working? 172.16.1.3. There you go. Domain name, none. Primary wins, nothing. Paying timeouts, don't worry about that. Uh, Click OK. You can see it's been enabled. We have a pool. Apply it, save it. Now let's go ahead and open these PC1 and PC2. From PC2 IP, DHCP, IP, DHCP. And as you can see, we received the first IP address, 192.168.1.5. So that means it's working. And this other received 192.168.1.6. And we should be able to ping our default gateway. There we go. Ping the default gateway. There you go. So we're able to pin the default gateway from both computers. That means that we have connection and the DHCP server worked. So the next thing that I want to do, I want to go ahead and create objects, and let's go ahead and into the firewall. Go ahead into objects, network objects. The first object that I want to make is going to be the PA router object. So this one is going to be PA router itself. It's going to have a IP address of 30 30 that one that one. Uh, okay, and then I want to add another object, and it's going to be this network right here of 10. Actually, the name is going to be PA inside, right? Inside network. Inside, it's going to be a network IP address of 10.10.10.0, net mask of /24. Inside, PA inside. Now I want to create another one for um, I want to create one for the Maryland for the 40, that one, that two, the Maryland router. So MD router got a little bit small. Let's make it bigger. Okay, MD router is going to be the host of 40, that one, that two, and then let's add the Maryland uh, network over here. So object MD inside. That's all you're going to call it. It's going to be a network. This one is going to be a IP address of 192.168.2.0 /24. There you go. Click OK. Another network is going to be the TACAX. The TACAX private. So the TACAX private IP address, which is 172.16. That 1.2, and then I want to add another object, which is the TACAX public and we are going to translate it into 30.1.1.50. All right, and we need to add another one. Let's go ahead and add the DNS server as well. So it's going to be DNS private IP address of 172.16.1.3, and then another object is going to be DNS public, and you're going to see why I'm doing this in a little bit. It's going to make more sense. 172.16 that actually the public is be translated into 30.1.1.60, right? 30.1.1.60. So save that. So we have DNS public, DNS private. Now let's make the website. This one's going to be website private IP address 172.16.1.4, and then let's make the other object of website public, and the public is going to be 30.1.1.70. There we go. And let's go ahead and fix this over here, 70. So we have created all these public, or all these objects, and I am doing this because I'm going to now configure static NAT, so static network address translation. So I'm going to translate the TACAC server when it goes into the outside network into 30.1.1.50. Then the DNS server is going to be configured, or it's going to be translated into 30.1.1.60, and the website is going to be translated into 30.1.1.70 when it goes outside, and you guys going to see that. So let's go ahead and do that. And the way that you do that, you have to go into the network object. So we're going to stay over here, and let's start with the TACAX server actually, and we're going to configure the TACAX private. We're going to expand this right here. We're going to add automatic address translation. It's going to be static, and then you want to pick the one that you want to translate into. Sorry for that. So since this one is going to be translated into the TACAX 30.1.50, you go ahead and click on that. And I don't think we need to do anything else. No, we do not. So it's going to be translated into that. So save it. And the other one, let's go ahead and do the website. It's going to be translated from the 172.16.1.4 into static into the 30.1.70. Okay, and then let's do the DNS private 172.16.1.3. It's going to be translated into um, the public 30.1.1.60. All right, okay, apply it, apply it. So what happens when I try to ping the PA router? So let's go ahead and go into actually the DNS server. Let's try to ping 30.1.1.2. As you can see, it looks like we're not able to ping the PA router because we don't get any replies. So if we go to the PA router and you open it, from the PA router, we are going to do a debug IP ICMP or IP ICMP. And when we turn that on, we are going to see that we are receiving packets um, with a destination of 30.1.1.60, um, and it's saying that it sent the reply. It actually sent the reply to 30.1.1.60, and you can see that the DNS that I'm trying to ping is actually being translated into 30.1.60, but the traffic is not able to come back in. That's why we do not get a reply, and that's because the firewall by default it blocks everything coming from the internet. So we need to configure access list so we can allow that traffic into the DMZ zone. So let's go ahead and do that. And if we go into the ASDM and we go up, we go into configuration, firewall, access rules. We need to configure access rules for the internet. We're going to add the source that we want to add. We want to add the PA router. As you can see right here, we want to add the PA router. I'm going to any destination, right? Or if we want to add a criteria right here, if we want to add this, we want to add the network, we can just, actually, if we just select the DMZ, that should also work. So let's see if the DNS is getting anything over here. So if we get apply and save it, still not able to get pings. Let's try to ping again. So it looks like it's not working. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and edit and do it the way I know. So instead of the destination source, Maryland router, destination, let's say, what if we add a new object and call it a DMZ network, and it's going to be a network 172.16.1.0 net mask of /24, apply it, and let's add the destination, apply it, save it. Let's see, try to print again. It looks like it's still not working. So if you just do source and just say any IPv4 and apply it, from the Maryland router, which is okay. So this is why it's not working, because cancel. So the Maryland router says it is okay because it needs to be the PA router, not the Maryland router. So if we do the PA router over here, um, we add the PA router. I was adding the Maryland router, and it's actually the PA router that we need to add. And then the destination, we do DMZ network, which is 172.16.1.0. Okay, okay, apply, save it. So from the PA router to the DMZ network, looks like we're still not working. So let's go ahead and just do any IPv4, apply, and save it. Looks like it still doesn't let through that IP address, even though it's coming from the 30.1.1.60. That's where it's pinging. And if DNS server is not working for some reason, making sure that the PA router has its correct criteria, any IP. So PA router 30.1.1.1. Oh, it's 30.1.1.2. That's why. Keep configuring everything wrong too. Want to make sure that the other ones are correct too. Looks like they're good. So now it should work. There we go. That's what it was. I'm sorry for that, guys. Took too long, but as you can see now, it is working. And if we also edit, and instead of any 4, let's do DMZ network, and that should also work. There we go. So now we have created an access list. So let's see if we're able to ping 40.1.1.2. We're not able to ping 40.1.1.2. So let's go ahead and create another access list. And this one needs to be from the PA router to the DMZ network. And that should work. Actually, the Maryland router. There we go. So now we are getting those replies. And then after you see what I'm doing, you can just go ahead and add this inside, the Maryland inside and the PA inside. So they are able to pin as well. So Maryland inside and also the DMZ network. and you can add multiple. So if you want to add another source, put it on inside, and then let's add PA inside. So you can see that we have two separated by commas. Good. Apply it. There we go. So we have this access list apply right here. So now we should be able to ping 192.168.1.2, or not that 1.2, that 2.1. Yep. And then we should also be able to ping 10.10.1, that 10.1. There we go. So we have connectivity, so that's good. And also, let's go ahead and ping from the website, ping 30.1.1.2. There we go. And then from the TACAX server, ping 30.1.1.2. There we go. So we have connectivity between the outside network, internet, and the DMZ zone. And also, if you want to take a look at how it is translated, you can do a show xlate. From here, you can see that 172.16.1.2 is being translated into 30.1.1.50 and 172.16.3 into 30.1.60. This one's 50, this one's 60, and the other one is 70. So that looks like it is working the way we wanted it. So the other thing that I want to do is I want to configure port address translation for these two devices over here, or for the inside network. So if you go into configuration, you go into objects, network objects, and what I want to do is I want to go into the inside network, edit, and we're going to keep the same. We're going to keep the same name, inside network. And what we want to do is we want to configure um, path hide, dynamic path hide, and we're going to pick the translator address to be the outside um, interface, which is this one right here, interface internet. And if you click on advanced, you want to pick the source interface to be inside. You can see apply. So now if we go and ping from PC1, if we go and ping, let me see if we can do a continuous ping, 30.1.1.2. Uh, okay, let's just go ahead and ping 30.1.1.2. You can see that it is timing out, and this is because it doesn't have an access rule. So let's go ahead and go to the access rules, and let's go ahead to the internet. Let's go ahead and cancel. Let's go ahead and add a new one, and we're going to add um, let me see, it's timing out 30.1.1.2. So if you want to allow that router to come back in, what we want to tell it is to say that the PA router should be allowed to go into the inside network, and that's going to be the only one that's going to be allowed in here. So inside network, okay, apply, save it. Let's go ahead and try the ping again. There we go. So now we are getting replies. We should also get ping from here, 30.1.1.2. And if you go to the PA router, you can see that it's pinging from 30.1.1.1. It is the destination that is replying to it. And as you can see, both of them are coming from 30.1.1.1, PC1 and PC2. And that's because we're doing port address translation. And if you go into tools, command interface, do a show xlate, you're going to see that it is translated 192.168.1.5 into this using this port of 49,728, and it's being translated into 30.1.1.1, and the port number of 49,728 and these other ports, and also the 192.168.1.6 is being translated using another port. So that's what port address translation stands for, is to use one IP address and then use ports to know the destination and the source of the network inside of the host in the inside network. So there we go, guys. So we have configured all of that good stuff. We have configured um, port address translation, static translation, DHCP server, DNS server and all that good stuff. So now one thing that I want to configure is I want to give this website, I want to give it a DNS. So I want to configure, if you go into the DNS, I want to configure a DNS. And the way that you configure that is we need to go into the, let me see if Nano is available here. If we go into Nano and then etc and then host file, okay? And then from this file, we are going to add a name. We are going to add a DNS domain name for 172.16.1.4, and this one is going to be called um, website that, and then lab, and then after that, we're going to call it website, right? So whenever we go to this, if we put website or ping website, we should be able to get into here. But if you put just website.com, or let's just say ccdtt.com, .lab, and then ccdtt.com. So that's how you add a DNS entry into the DNS server. So let's go ahead and click Control X and just save it. There we go. That has been modified. So if this web term, let's see how we're going to get to this website. So I want to get to this website from this Windows device. So since this Windows device have access into the DMZ server, we should be able to ping website or ccdtt.com from this Windows device. So let's go ahead into the Windows device. CMD. The first thing that I want to do is ping my default gateway, see if it is working, right? There we go, it's working. Now I want to ping 30.1.1.1, which is the firewall. I'm able to ping the firewall. Let's see if we now I'm able to ping um, 30.1.1.70. There we go, I'm able to ping that as well. So since I'm able to ping that, what I want to do is I want to add my DNS server to my Windows device because it does not have one. And if it doesn't have one, we won't be able to translate, right? We won't be able to resolve the DNS. So DNS that I want to use is going to be 30.1.1.60, which is this one right here, right? Because it is translated into that. So now from over here, I should be able to ping 30.1.1.60. Great. So I should be able to ping ccdtt.com. Or am I gonna be able to? Could not resolve. So it is not able to resolve that. So man, let's see if we go into the firewall, see if we allow that traffic to come in. So if we go into the internet, edit, not edit, let's go ahead and add a new one. The source is going to be the PA inside. I'm just going to try this once. Destination is going to be the DMZ network. Source, let's see what we can find here. So maybe domain at port 53, right? That looks domain, TCP UDP. Let's also add IP just for the hell of it. Oh, not EGRP. I want to add IP. There we go. Let's see if that works now, guys. So TCP domain, let's see. apply it, save it. Let's go ahead to my Windows device. Let's try to ping this again. And it looks like it is now working. So it is now resolving the ccdtt.com like I wanted it to. So we won't be able to, you see, as you can see, cannot find host ccdtt.com. Hmm. So let's see if from the TACX, well, the TACX server doesn't have a DNS, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and forget about that DNS server. It looks like it's not going to work the way I wanted it, so let's forget about that. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to create a VPN connection between the Windows device and the firewall, so I can log in into the firewall, and then so I can have access privately into the DMZ zone, even though I have public access, but I want to be able to get into that with a VPN. So we we are able to do that by going into Wizard, VPN Wizards, um, AnyConnect VPN Wizard. Profile name is going to be AnyConnect, and I'm not going to explain it a lot. So if you want to have a better explanation of what I'm doing, you can just go ahead and go into my YouTube channel and find the video where I am configuring the AnyConnect connection. Click next. We have to add an image. AnyConnect. See if that works. Okay, next. We are going to use my username of Asker to log in. We're going to create a new pool. This one's going to be AnyConnect pool. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to 10.20.20.1 all the way to 10.20.20.20. Subnet mask /24. Okay. Next, we're now going to configure domain name, even though let's go ahead and configure 172.16.1.3. Next, no. We're going to exempt the VPN traffic from network address translation so it doesn't break it. From the interface inside interface is very connected to your internal network. Sure, that's fine. Next, allow web launch. Next, finish. There we go. So let's go ahead and save this. That has been saved. So one thing that I know I'm gonna have to do is I need to add a, if we go into remote access VPN and we go into, I think we have to go into group policy. Let me make this bigger. There we go. So remote access, group policies, and this group policies does not have a username assigned to it, so I need to assign Asker to it. Apply it and save it. So now from my Windows device, I want to go ahead and go into the firewall, which is https / 30.1.1.2. I forgot the colon. There we go. Oh, not that one, the two, that one, that 30.1.1, which is the firewall. You can see we are in here. We can go to details and still go into it. And then let's go ahead and ask her Cisco 123. There we go. And as you can see, it is telling me that I need to install the AnyConnect Secure Mobility Client because I do not have it. And I need this to be able to connect into the firewall. All right, so if we want to connect to the firewall, we need to install AnyConnect and configure it to um, connect securely into the DMZ zone. So let's go ahead and click on AnyConnect. Let's go ahead and save it. I always save it to my desktop so I can just run it from there. There we go. It is downloading. It's going fast, so that's good. I like it when it's running fast. So then after that, we're just going to install it, and then we are going to have a connection between the firewall and the Windows device. So, oops, I didn't want to put the Windows device down. Let's go ahead and bring it back up. put this down. Go ahead and run it. Run. Next. Accept. Next. Install. Yes. Finish. So now, um, what I'm going to do, let me do something right here. I just wanted to take a look at this and see if I missed something. What if I just want to see something. I had an idea of what maybe went wrong. Nano, no. I want to do something real quick just because I want to add 30, that one, that 70, X, yes, there we go. So I want to add that. Let's leave it there for a second. So now, since we have AnyConnect installed, let's go ahead and open AnyConnect. Secure mobility client, and I want to connect to 30, that one, which is the firewall. And there we go. We are trying to connect to the firewall, and while that is running, I want to do just a cmd ping ccdtt.com, just for the hell of it, to see if that works, but I believe it's not going to work, which is fine. That's fine. So we are contacting 30, that one, and as you can see, I want to connect anyway, and it's asking me to log in, Cisco 123. There we go. You can see it is connecting now, checking for profiles. And after you see that, when I get a connection, I'm going to see what IP address I'm going to get. And as you get an IP address from the pool that we created it, connect anyway. Establishing VPN, initiating connection. Let's see if it's going to work, guys. Let's open CMD and do a IP config. And as you can see, we have an IP address of 10.10.10.2. IF config all. Let's see what we have here. And as you can see, we have an IPv4 address, as you can see now, of 10.10.20.1. So that means that we have a connection to the firewall, because we have a IPv4 address of 10.10.20.1, which is coming from the VPN connection. And if you pull up the Cisco AnyConnect, you can see that we are connected to 30.1.1.1. It is connected, 1 minute, up and running. Let's see if we are able to ping now, since we are in the DMZ zone. We are connected over here. We are connecting to the firewall. We should be able to ping 172.16.1.2, or no? No? Huh, interesting. Oh, did I connect to, did I put the inside 192.168.1.1? Let's see if, and take a look at the ASDM. So the ASDM as a group policy. Let's go ahead and take a look at this group policy and see what we have. No. So any connect profile, good, good. So the SSL allow access to the internet. What if we allow access into the DMZ zone? Apply it. Save it. Let's see what happens if we just enable this for the SSL connection. Um, Go ahead and put it down. We probably gonna have to just disconnect and then connect back to it again. Come on, you can do it. And while that is happening, I want to go ahead and start this Maryland router and the PA router. And from here, I want to do on all to stop the all debugging, config T. And what I want to do, I want to start configuring IPsec while this is, um, while the Windows device is trying to connect anyway. There we go, Cisco 123. There we go, it is updating and all that. So from here, what I want to go ahead and configure is going to be the IPsec, or the site-to-site um, VPN with a pre-share key. And the first thing that I want to do from here is create a IP access list. Looks like we are connected. Let me see. Yeah, we are connected. Let's see if we do CMD ping 172.16.1.2. Okay, so it's not, looks like it's not working. Let's see, for some reason, which is fine. So, well, we have a connection. Um, we created the SSL VPN connection, so that is all done. I'm done with that, so let's go ahead and create the site-to-site connection between PA and Maryland. And that's going to be the last thing that I'm going to do for this long video. So IP access list is going to be an extended access list, and we're going to call it to Maryland because we're doing from PA, so to Maryland. And I want to permit IP, the IP address of 10.10.10.0 255 to the source of 192.168.2.0.255. All right, exit. Then we want to do a crypto thing, IPsec transform set. We're going to set this transform set to a strong. We're going to use ESP, it's a SHA and HMAC, and then ESP, AES 256. Mode is going to be tunnel mode. Exit. Then we're going to do a crypto. We have to create a map. So crypto map is going to be map to MD. Map to MD. Then we need to do a sequence one, and then IPsec, ISAKMP, and that is set. And then from here, we need to set the transform set, which will set to a strong. We need to set the peer, which is 40.1.1.2. And then we want to match the address, and we're going to match the access list, which we set to 2MD and 2MD. There we go. Then we go and exit, and then we do another crypto. I believe it's ISKMP, and we're going to do a key. It's going to be, um, we are going to call this Cisco 123, and then the address is going to be 40.1.1.2. Then we're going to do a crypto ISKMP, and this one is going to be policy 1. The policy is going to use authentication, pre-share key, encryption AES 256. Hash is going to be SHA. The group number, the Diffie Hellman group number is going to be 2. The lifetime is going to be the maximum 86400. Exit. So now we want to go ahead and add it to the interface. Give it 02. And we need to add a crypto map, and the crypto map that we did was map to MD, I believe. is the map that we set up. Map to MD, correct? Map to MD. Great. So that has been configured. Do save. Now let's do the same from the Maryland side. So do a config t IP access list. The access list is going to be extended. It's going to be called 2PA. We're going to permit a IP of 192.168.2.0/24, and it's going to go to 10.10.10.0/24. Exit. Let's do a crypto IPsec transform set. We're going to set it to strong. Oops, strong, and we're going to have ESP SHA with HMAC, ESP AES 256 for the encryption. The first one was the authentication, the second one is encryption, and the mode is going to be tonal. Exit. After that, we're going to do the crypto map. Crypto map, we're going to call it let's call it map to PA. We're going to do the sequence one, IP sec ISKMP, and we're going to set the transform set to strong. We're going to set the peer to 40.1.1.1, and we're going to that match that address to um, the access list that we call, and it was two, I believe it was 2PA. Just making sure. Now exit, and we need to do the crypto ISKMP, and this one is going to be we're going to do the key first, and it's going to be Cisco 123, and you can do an address of 40.1.1.1. Right, let me make sure that I did it correctly for over here. Yeah, 40.1.1.1. And then after that, we're going to do a crypto ISKMP policy 1. We're going to have an authentication of pre-shared key, encryption of AES 256, and hash of SHA group number 2. So encryption, hash, SHA, authentication, group number, and then lifetime of the maximum, which is 86,400. Let's see if I'm missing something. Group exit lifetime encryption. Nope, I'm not mixing anything. So let's go ahead and now to interface gigabyte 02, and we're going to add the crypto map, and it say map to PA, I believe. Let me verify that. Map to PA. Let's go ahead and just copy this. Yep, map to PA. Enter, end it. So what you want to do is you want to do a debug from here. Debug crypto engine packet to turn on. And what I want to do, I have to configure this web turn that I have not configured yet. And let's go ahead and go into terminal. Let's try it again. Terminal if config and do ifconfig interface 0 192.168.2.2 net mask of 255.255.255.0 router or route add default gateway of 192.168.2.1. Let's try to ping that 2.1. We're able to ping. Now let's bring up the router and see if it is encrypted whenever we ping the Windows device. Ping 10.10.10.1. There you go. So it is working. And as you can see, whenever I ping that network over here, it sends the traffic encrypted. As you can see, the data just decrypted 84 bits of packets. And if you want to see when it is encrypting or decrypting, you can do a show crypto IPsec. Let's go ahead and do show crypto IPsec SA. And as you can see, it sent 5 packets that were encapsulated and they were decapsulated as well. And if you send more, you can see that more are coming. And if you come over here and you do a um, show crypto IPsec SA, you can see that it's using the map to PA at this local address, and it is sending to the peer address, and it send more packets. As you can see, send 8 encapsulating packets, and it decapsulated 8. And also, if you go to the PA router and you do a debug, what was it? Debug crypto engine packet, and then if you go to the Windows device and you try to ping, let's go ahead and disconnect from this and do a CMD ping 192.168.2.1.2.2, and we go to the this is the PA router now. Yep, the PA router. You can see that it it is encapsulating and decapsulating. So the site-to-site IPsec it is working. And if you do a show, what was it? A show crypto engine. Now it was a show. Let me see, show crypto IPsec SA. You can see that it sent 12 packets that got encrypted and 12 got decrypted. And if we send more, we are going to get more packets to decrypt and encrypt. So there you go. You can see we have now 16 packets that it got encrypted and decrypted. The peer is 40, that 2, port 500, and it's using the tag of map to Maryland, using the local address of 40, that 1. And as you can see, guys, this is all for this video. We configure a lot of stuff. I got a little tired. I'm probably gonna keep configuring more stuff on another video, but this video got a little bit too long because I had to troubleshoot some stuff. So we configure, uh, I couldn't configure the DNS. I'm going to try to figure that out on another video. But for now, we configure the ACM, HTTP server. We configure the Cisco AnyConnect VPN connection, the DHCP server on the firewall. We created objects. We created access list. I mean, we did a bunch of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. And if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I have plenty more videos coming up. And also, if you don't mind, and if you have a Twitter account, you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter, guys, at CCNA Daily Tips, where I put all my stuff, all my good stuff. So go ahead and follow me. And if you don't have a Twitter account, hey, go ahead and create a Twitter account and then follow me. So thank you guys for watching, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.